Hi there. Today's going to be a boring me in front of the computer camera event. My wife Carmen is quite creative in using my iPhone to, like I thought yesterday, the way she started videoing me sweeping the floor and then gradually covered the rest of the kitchen was kind of well done. So we're going to do more of those. And I'm going to do more of these selfie type deals to make it more interesting for you. But today I was just too busy. So here I am at the end of the day. What are we now? 10 o'clock in the evening. It's just me. Today, 27. We're almost at 30. We're almost one third of the way. In some ways, I feel as if I haven't really achieved much. In 27 days, I've been at it. And yet, on the other hand, I just had a conversation at 8:30 with one of my tutors, and there's no question I was more comfortable. And we can't be impatient. And I think my theme today is patience. Language learning is about patience. You have to be patient. And so often I see people that are so impatient. I don't understand this. And they're almost mad at the language because the language has structures that are confusing to us, that seem to us illogical, that don't make sense according to the logic of our own language. Why do they say it? They've got extra words in there. They've got, that doesn't make sense. And all of these kind of impatient reactions to the language, which is so, counterproductive. What you've got initially with a foreign language is something that is foreign. It is foreign. It is not familiar. It is strange. It is not close to you. It's not your friend. But it's not your enemy either. And what I find with my Korean now, as I listen to more and more of it, it's starting to become my friend. As I speak to my Korean tutor, it's becoming my language slowly. It's less of a foreign language out there, and it's slowly becoming my language. And that is the process. You gradually become familiar with the language. You get used to the language. Your brain gets used to some of the patterns. That takes time. We have to be patient. We can't expect it like now. And why isn't this like that? Or, sometimes, I don't know, you look up a meaning in the dictionary for a word and it doesn't correspond to the context. So you get mad. You can't get mad at the dictionary. Things that seem strange to you now will eventually seem normal and natural as the language becomes more natural to you. And it's a gradual process. So patience is very important. And I guess that's the main theme today, patience. And of course, because I've given myself this 90-day challenge, I want to achieve some absolutely, measurable or significant results. But normally I wouldn't put this kind of pressure on myself. It's a promotion. It's good. I think intensity is good as long as we don't have expectations that we're going to hit bingo at the end of it. We will do better because we're more intense. But we still want to enjoy it and accept the fact that it's a gradual process. Insofar as my own learning today, I spent a little more time with Assimil, but in the end, Assimil is slower. It's easier. I can understand it. There's a few words that I miss every time, the same places. I can go back and try and nail those few words down, but I think there's a sort of a diminishing returns situation there. So what I'm now doing is I'm going to work with this course that one of our members, Imani, has put in that comes from Radio Free Asia that is called Sengseng Kyongjae, like lively economics or whatever. It's spoken in a very natural, casual, but at a high tempo. And I remember when I started studying Chinese, and they had this thing called Chinese dialogues, and it seemed to me that they were speaking so quickly that they were doing this deliberately to make it difficult for us to understand. Like, why are they speaking so quickly? But eventually I got used to that tempo. So similarly here, it's spoken quite quickly. There's a lot of words, and I'm sort of going to stay with this until I can understand it. And every time I've studied a language, there have been a few sort of pivotal texts that seemed very difficult at first and spoken quite quickly. And if I was able to stay with those and master those, that kind of springboarded me into another level. So I've got to get now with these texts about economics, sort of dialogues. This is normal content for Korean people. If I can get to where I understand these, I believe it's going to catapult me forward. and I'm quite prepared to struggle with it for a week, for 2 weeks. I'm prepared to be patient. So, today all I'm going to say is in your language learning, learn to be